Hey folks, I'm back. Um, I know it's been a few weeks. I'm excited to be back. I just needed to, wind down, figure out where I wanted 2019 to go. On that note, Happy New Year. So let's see. I could start with the reading first, or I could just you know what? I'll give my New Year spiel right now. So the thing about it is, I was considering what I wanted things to be like for me in 2019. I don't know about you, but for me, about every 5 years, something that I have like a significant year where it's like growth or a big change, or I came out in some sort of way and I was just feeling this really transformational in a sense, in my daily life. And, I've been discussing Jupiter being retrograde in Sagittarius for a very long time, and Sag is my moon sign. So I was already excited for the fact that, Sag, the Jupiter retrograde in Sag would make some changes like in my physical life, in my physical plane. Because when Jupiter was retrograde in Libra, my sun sign, I went through an emotional upheaval, and it led to the transformation that got me to be who I am right now in front of you. So I'm looking forward to a very physical change for me for 2019, and I've been talking about that a lot. And to support that, I was thinking about what I wanted to craft my 2019 to look like more deliberately. And I know there's been this push to step away from resolutions, and I've kind of been on that wave for a couple years now. And one of the things I decided to do was, what do I want my theme for the year to be? And I've been conceptualizing freedom. If you listen to a couple of my videos, I probably said that I'm conceptualizing what freedom looks like for me. And I want that to set the tone for my 2019, how I can incorporate more freedom into my life. And then on Sunday, I stopped by a church, and they had a presentation about, what to do in the new year. And the woman was mentioning how she picks a word every year. And for me, that was a confirmation that I was on the right track, choosing this word, this theme for my year. So if you have not considered already, or if you're not doing it already, it might be a nice idea for you too to figure out what word theme might suit you, that you want to bring into 2019 for yourself. Additionally, something else that I found very helpful was the years have like with numerology, the years have like a specific meaning based on if you add up the digits in a year. So that would make 2019 a number 3 year. And if you add the numbers of your birth month and your birth day together, just the month and a day, just break the numbers down as far as you can to a single digit, add it to the year, you'll get your specific numerological number for the year. And I can give you some guidance too. You can look that up on Google, the numerology year for 2019, and just find what you find. If you want specific links, you can reach out to me, email me. You can reach out to my Lightways business page on Facebook to get in touch with me if you'd like as well. But for me, when I looked up mine and I read the description, it was all about feeling free. So I really feel connected. And it's one of the reasons why I take the breaks that I do, is so that I could feel and make sure I'm staying grounded and connected and not floating away, detached from everything that is coming toward me on my path. All right. So we will get to the reading, and I feel really excited about this one because I'm a softie. So we're still working with the same decks that we've been working with, and our first cards are going to come from map deck. I love the map deck. Okay, so I've got 3 cards for the map deck for you all, and the first one is Talisman. And this came up, I know it did at some point, but this Talisman card is saying that, hey, you know what to do now. So all of that time you may have spent waiting, contemplating, staying in place through all those retrogrades of 2018, at a certain point, when Venus was done, you probably had an idea of what you should be doing and felt empowered to go act on it. So now you know. When you know what you're doing, things start coming together. Isn't that beautiful? So this card is really about love, and really about love between you and another. And it doesn't necessarily have to be another person, but yeah, it can be. It can be love between you and spirit. Maybe you're developing your spiritual practice, your spiritual path, your spiritual connection. Maybe it's the love between you and yourself. You're trying to cultivate more of that. Or it's the love between you and your family members. Maybe it's a time right now where you have to share more love, give more love, and be present and show up. Or maybe you found somebody, like maybe you made that decision. Venus went direct and then got out of the post-shadow period, and maybe you picked a lover. Maybe you've got lovers knocking on your door. But whatever it is, feel the love, be the love, share the love, come together. All right? In this card, we got Metamorphosis. It's in a reverse position because this means, with every new start or partnership or things we're coming together to do collectively, there could be bumps in the road and growing pains and difficult moments. Just go with it, work your way through it. It doesn't mean it's the end of the world. Not everything doesn't come easy. And a lot of the time, stuff that involves love doesn't necessarily come easy. There might be bumps and hurdles, and that's a part of the path. It's a part of the journey. So just do what you can to work through any of the upsets, difficulties, bumps in the roads that are coming as it pertains to anything new that you've come together to do. Okay? And then I got energy deck. Let me show you what this looks like. Energy deck. Got you a card from there. And that card is Rest and Rejuvenation in reverse. What this means is, hey, it might be busy. It was certainly busy, probably for you around the holidays, and it could continue to be busy. You could be busy with all these new things that are coming together for you, but don't forget to take time to rest and rejuvenate. And that's one of the things that I've been doing over these past few weeks. But for me, resting and rejuvenating can be activities that seem quite opposite from each other, because on the one hand, I can rest, I can take the bath, I can do my spiritual practices, meditation, all of my breath work, my stretching, and just sitting quietly on a couch, just vegetating, eating something very good and healthy for me, being still. But then the rejuvenation part for me often comes with being with people I like and enjoy, getting out and the festivity, and just seeing other people have fun, seeing other people showing love, sharing love, being in love. Those things make me feel rejuvenated. But you can do a lot of those rejuvenating things, and sometimes they can make you really tired. Maybe you got in too late and you're not getting enough rest. So it's really about balance, especially for someone like me. So just find a balance between what's your rest and what's your rejuvenation, and also identify what it is. Like, what rings your bell? Like, what helps you feel rested? What helps you feel rejuvenated? Part of the process is identifying. So take the time to identify, but then also make the time. Okay? And I've got a love deck. Love, Journey of Love. I'm going to show you these boxes, Journey of Love. For any of you who are looking to, use these cards as a divination tool, I love it. It gives me a tremendous amount of insight and guidance, in my personal life. But I just want to make sure I show you what they all look like in case you were interested in getting any of these. So from that love deck, I got number 5, the communal dance. And this communal dance is it's all about love as well. It's about love, and you might be connected with your tribe now. You might have found a group of people or a cause or even a job, that makes you feel connected. Maybe you're dabbling in your purpose and you have some sort of idea or semblance of what it is that you might want to do or pursue. communal dance. Now's the time to step out and to feel as though you do belong and be with people who are going to make you feel as such. We're going to reaffirm that you are meaningful and that you matter, and do things to help yourself feel meaningful and also for others. You know, one of the things that I volunteer, and I'm constantly looking for other things to do to support others, you know, despite, you know, having to do my day-to-day. So that's another way to help you connect with groups who might feel the same way you do, looking for the same thing you do. You might find where you fit. This communal dance card is about getting in where you fit in, and in order to do that, you got to get out there. Sometimes it means stepping outside the box or doing something you are uncertain of. If you feel like something is missing or you are not sure, one of the cards that I always would think back on is I have a chakra deck. In the chakra deck, one of the cards is, if you get nervous, return to service. Essentially, when you're unsure about where you're going in life, or you need answers but you can't get them and you feel all over the place, give to somebody else. Show up for them. And I keep that in mind. When I feel like I'm moving on to shaky ground, or there's too many things, I'm too caught in my own head about what's going on with me, I think about how I can help the next person. Okay, so consider that. And from our Whispers of Healing deck, last card, breathe. And this breathing is basically what I've been doing a lot more of since I've been missing in action from here and also from social media. There have been some social things that have been going on lately, and I have been trying to find a balance between being non-judgmental of the things that people are doing and sharing, but then also trying to stay away from what is symptomatic to my energy. You know, like what's really affecting me that I'm seeing and hearing and listening. Additionally, being someone who is heavily involved in my own personal spiritual practice and seeing other people who are doing the same, it's just trying to come to a place where you want to respect how other people are acting on their spirit. But the thing about it is, we've got to understand that just because someone is on a spiritual practice in a spiritual path and have a spiritual practice does not mean that they are not susceptible to everything everyone else is. We're no different than anybody else. It's just that we're taking steps to understand more and identify more where we hit patterns and hit scenarios and hit feelings and actions that may not be in alignment of what we're working to embody. It's just being a little more mindful of some of the things that we do and trying to transcend it. You know, so we go through a lot of difficulties, and one of the things that I never want to do or be as a person on the path is have things like ego creep up, but like my spirituality is shrouding it. So it's kind of like egotistical spirituality. You know, there's like this whole spiritual bypassing concept, and I was reading an article about it this morning where there are things that we get spiritual and we end up doing, not realizing it's considered bypassing. Like one was like radical detachment, or just only being all love and light all the time. You can't be angry. And one of the things I've been coming to grips with over this last year was embracing all of my gamut of emotions. And some of that also means having real-time disagreements with other people who are on their spiritual paths with things that I'm seeing on social media. But I don't want to go to a place that's unhealthy for me and rebut to what people are sharing. So I've been taking time away and just trying to figure out what is the best way to push the needle forward and communicating what I find to be problematic or symptomatic to my vibration on social media without just attacking a person with no and they have no recourse. So that's one of the reasons why I've been taking time to sit back and breathe, because when things get a little too negative for my comfort level, I would rather just take a step away. I've grown very sensitive to things that have been coming at me and can feel the real intentions in a lot of cases, and that makes me feel, it doesn't make me feel good in my core, in my solar plexus. So I've been taking a break. But I do want you to know, if you do need me, I always drop my email here, so anyone can say anything if they, if they like, if they're looking for me. So with the breathe card, just take time to breathe. Breathing is very important for our parasympathetic nervous system. So for those of you who have anxiety or you getting worked up, breathing deeply tells our body that, hey, things are okay. We are in a safe place. It's really good to calm you down. And for me, it just helps me to wake up and shift energy in the morning. Doing deep breaths is what helps me get out of bed and not feel exhausted. Couple that with some stretches, breathe through the stretches, and that always helps me get a boost in the morning. Even though we could have slept fine and had a full night of sleep, we still have to get breathing in and a little bit of movement to really help us snap in and wake up. All right? So that's what I have for you. We didn't go tremendously long. But again, Happy New Year. Next time, I hope I have something else to share with you about ideas or things that I want to do. But right now, for 2019, my whole deal is freedom. But the other part of it is actions being in alignment with my values. And one of my values is certainly my purpose. One of my values is helping others. So you might see even less of me on social media. I will certainly continue to make these videos, but my goal is to actually reach out and touch people and get out and actually be a force, a presence. I've spent a lot of time getting myself together and making sure that I was heading in a direction that was working for me, but now I really know that I need to kind of be out there more and engaged and trying to keep up those engagements, which I'm not the best with. So, again, thank you for watching, and I will talk to you all next time. Bye.